In the face of extreme weather events, the city of the future will rely on climate resilient strategies. Today I will be discussing this with Jaap Flikweert, Flood and Coastal Management Advisor UK for Royal HaskoningDHV. Mr. Flikweert, what in your opinion is resilient to climate change, natural disasters and extreme weather events?
So I think there's a few dimensions to it. So in the first place it's about measures to reduce the chance and the impact of weather events. And that can be through prevention or through protection or through reducing the consequences if it does happen. But I think there's a bit more to it. I think there's also an element of bounce back. So it's not just recovering from an event, but it's actually getting better, getting more resistant afterwards. And there's also an element of adaptive capacity, so being ready to change the system to long-term, to adapt to long-term changes like climate change, for example.
And what can multinationals and infrastructure operators do to become more resilient?
Yeah, so they need to think of this as a program. It's not just dealing with what's going wrong now, but there's also a long-term. Specific thing I think also is that they need to find ways to work with the public sector. So an example that of course is we worked for Shell and Perenco and other gas companies on the Beckton sandscaping project. So we found a solution to protect their gas terminal that's at risk of cliff erosion by using a sandy, natural-based solution. We designed it in such a way that it also benefits the neighboring villages. So we have a combined solution that helps both the community and also the infrastructure. And that can create win-win solutions that otherwise wouldn't work.
And what can businesses and infrastructure operators do to enhance their resilience?
Yeah, so I would like to use that Beckton project example again. So two things really. So one thing that we did was we brought the public sector and the private sector together. So they didn't really know each other, and that created a partnership that then created this brilliant project that both helps the multinational and the infrastructure, but also helps the communities. The other thing I wanted to mention is for the long term. So what we built is for maybe 10 or 20 years, but what we're also doing on that same project is develop a digital twin that will help the coastal manager, the beach manager and the terminal companies to understand how the beach is going to develop, and that informs them about when they will need to invest again to keep their assets resilient.